Okay, so for years, we've all heard this, right? Fish oil capsules. The easy health hack.
Mm-hmm. Better brain, less inflammation, protects your heart.
Exactly. And millions of people are taking them, often just because they think they should.
Right. And look, that belief isn't totally unfounded. It comes from solid nutrition facts about omega-3s, but how it's being applied with supplements, that's where it gets questionable.
So that's our mission today in this deep dive. We're going to cut through the marketing hype, look at the research you sent
I'll
over.
really ask, those key omega-3s, EPA and DHA, does just swallowing them in a pill actually do the same thing as eating, the whole fish?
Let's start with the fish itself then, because the benefits of eating actual whole fish, they're pretty much undeniable scientifically.
Yeah, absolutely. Those omega-3s you get from seafood, they're fantastic defenders for your whole
To
system.
reduce inflammation, right?
Yeah.
Help stop plaque building up in arteries.
Lower blood pressure, bring down triglycerides, that's a type of fat in your blood, a big risk factor for heart problems.
So basically protecting your heart and brain cells.
It's profound protection. And the stats, they really back this up dramatically.
There's that big one. People who eat fish regularly, their rate of death from heart disease is what? Over 50% lower than people who don't eat fish?
Over 50%. It's a massive protective effect.
That is just staggering. But here's the thing, the crucial question. If the benefits are that huge, and we know EPA and DHA are involved, why haven't we managed to just bottle that up perfectly in a pill?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And scientists are still puzzling over the specifics.
Mm-hmm.
The current thinking is that maybe that huge 50% reduction isn't just from EPA and DHA on their own.
Okay.
Experts suspect it's the whole package, the synergy,
Mm-hmm.
the fats, the proteins, all the other vitamins and minerals packed into the fish itself.
So it's not a single magic ingredient. It's the whole nutritional orchestra playing together.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. Fish gives you high-quality protein, vitamins like D and B2, calcium, phosphorus.
Things you just don't get in the capsule.
Exactly. The capsule isolates just those two fatty acids,
Yeah.
EPA and DHA. You miss that whole complex of cofactors that nature provides.
Which really underlines why eating the whole seafood is probably the best bet for your heart health.
It seems to be the most robust approach, based on the evidence we have for whole foods.
Okay, so that distinction becomes really important when we look at the data on the supplements themselves. This is where the story gets, well, kind of confusing, even a bit worrying.
It does. The evidence for whole fish is strong, very consistent.
Oh,
But the research on supplements, it's much, much fuzzier, sometimes even negative.
right. Let's dig into those studies. There was a big one in 2018 published in the New England Journal of Medicine.
A major trial.
It looked at middle-aged men and women, people considered low risk, no known heart problems. What did it find about taking daily omega-3 pills?
Basically, zero benefit. For that group, the supplements did nothing to prevent heart attacks, strokes, or deaths from heart disease.
Nothing. No protection detected at all.
None that they could measure in that low-risk population.
Wow. And then things got even more surprising pretty quickly after that, didn't they?
Yeah, a follow-up study in 2019 suggested something even more counterintuitive.
Which was?
That for people who already had healthy hearts, taking fish oil supplements might actually, potentially, increase the risk for certain heart problems and strokes.
That completely flips the common advice on its head for the average person just taking it to be healthy.
It certainly complicates the narrative, and beyond just does it work or not, we absolutely have to talk about potential side effects, serious ones.
Like atrial fibrillation.
AFib.
AFib.
Please.
AFib. And just to remind listeners, AFib is that irregular heartbeat which can lead to blood clots, and that means a higher risk of stroke.
That's right. And some studies have linked higher dose fish oil supplements to an increased risk of developing AFib.
Has this shown up in large trials?
It has. There was a very large clinical trial, over 13,000 patients, that actually had to be stopped early back in 2020.
Stopped. Why?
The data monitors found, and I'm quoting here, evidence of unlikely medical benefit and a significant increase in atrial fibrillation in the group taking the supplements.
Okay, that's pretty strong evidence. Taking more of something isn't always better and can even backfire.
It really underscores that point.
Yeah.
And of course, there are the more common, less severe side effects people complain about.
Ah, yes, the famous fishy burps.
Them and heartburn, general stomach upset. It suggests the body doesn't always handle that concentrated oil very easily.
Okay, so given that whole fish is clearly the winner here, the gold standard, let's get practical. What should the average adult be aiming for? How much fish per week?
The American Heart Association has pretty clear guidelines on this. They recommend aiming for at least 2 servings of fish per week.
2 servings, and focus on the fatty kinds.
Yes, the fatty, unsaturated types. Those are the ones packed with the good omega-3s.
What does a serving actually look like on a plate?
Good question. A single serving is about 4 ounces, or roughly 113 grams. Think about the size of the palm of your hand, without the fingers.
Okay, so 2 servings a week means about 8 ounces, or around 227 grams total.
That's the target. Easily doable with, say, a couple of nice fillets during the week.
And which fish pack the biggest omega-3 punch, but are also low in things like mercury?
Well, the superstars are definitely salmon and sardines. Loads of healthy fats, very low mercury. They're consistently recommended.
Any others?
Sure. Mackerel, herring, some types of tuna can also be good choices, though you need to be a bit more mindful of mercury with some tuna varieties.
What about people who don't eat fish? Vegetarians, vegans? Can they get enough from plants?
That's a common question. Plant sources like flaxseed, chia seeds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, they're rich in a different omega-3 called ALA, alpha-linolenic acid.
Right, ALA.
But here's the catch. Your body has to convert that ALA into the EPA and DHA forms that provide those main health benefits we've been discussing.
And that conversion isn't great?
It's notoriously inefficient for most people. Really quite poor, actually.
So just eating flax seeds might not get you where you need to be in terms of EPA and DHA levels. It's an uphill battle.
It generally is, yes.
Yeah.
The only plant sources that give you EPA and DHA directly without needing that tricky conversion step are marine sources like seaweed and algae.
Ah, interesting. So algae-based supplements might be an option there.
They are definitely worth looking into if you follow a strict plant-based diet and are concerned about EPHA intake.
Okay, we really need to cover safety now, especially for crucial times like pregnancy and for very young kids. Mercury is the big concern there, right?
Absolutely vital. If you're pregnant, planning pregnancy, or breastfeeding, you should eat fish, but you must choose low mercury options.
Like salmon again, shrimp.
Yes, those are great choices. Mercury can harm a developing baby's nervous system, so selection is key.
Is there a weekly limit during pregnancy or nursing?
Yes. Keep total fish and seafood intake to no more than 340 grams per week. That's about 3 average servings.
And what about tuna? Canned tuna is so common.
With tuna, you need to be extra careful because mercury levels can be higher. Limit tuna specifically to no more than 113 grams a week. That's about half a small can.
Got it. And for toddlers, kids under 2?
For the little ones, definitely avoid any high mercury fish. Low mercury fish like salmon or sardines are fine, maybe once or twice a week.
But the serving size must be tiny.
Very small to start. Think about 28 grams, which is roughly 2 tablespoons. You increase that gradually as they get older, maybe up to 50 or 60 grams by age 3 or 4.
Okay, that's really clear guidance. So let's pull all this research and advice together. When does taking a fish oil capsule actually make sense?
The context is everything here. There's one clear, medically approved reason. High triglycerides.
Okay.
If your doctor has specifically prescribed fish oil because your triglyceride levels are very high, you absolutely need to take it as directed. It's a proven, effective treatment for that specific condition.
What if you're just taking it over the counter for general heart health or brain health?
Well, based on the studies we've discussed, particularly the lack of benefit in low-risk people and that potential AFib risk, if you're taking it just because you think it's generally good for you, you should seriously reconsider.
Especially given the strong evidence for just eating fish.
Exactly. Prioritize the whole food first. If, for some reason, you absolutely cannot eat fish and you feel you must supplement, the advice is clear. Do it only under medical supervision.
And there's a quality difference too, right? Prescription versus over-the-counter.
A big one. Prescription fish oil is regulated like a drug. Its content and purity are guaranteed. Over-the-counter supplements, the regulation is much looser. Quality can vary wildly. Medical supervision helps navigate that too.
So the big takeaway seems pretty straightforward. Eating whole fish is the proven winner, the gold standard. It delivers huge health benefits backed by a complete nutritional package.
While the supplements, well, they carry the promise of fish, but the data shows they often fall short for general prevention, and they come with documented risks many people just aren't aware of.
And we established earlier that the power of the whole fish seems to come from that complex mix, the fats, proteins, vitamins, all working together.
That synergistic effect, yes.
Which really leads to a final, quite powerful thought for you, the listener, to chew on. If we see that the amazing benefits of fish seem to evaporate when we try to isolate just 1 or 2 ingredients, Shouldn't we maybe apply that same skepticism, that same critical thinking to all supplements that claim to capture the essence of a complex natural food in a single miracle pill?
It's a profound question.
Yeah.
Are we risking something important when we try to deconstruct and isolate parts of what nature provides as a whole? Food for thought, definitely.